Chewy 0 UKH returning. Network radio. So why would I need a network radio? You can do all this stuff on Android. You can do it on iPhone. Why would you need a dedicated unit? Everywhere I go, on these groups, on YouTube, my local club, everyone's going on about network radio. Have you got a radio? Have you tried it out? Have you made a call sign? Are you on Zello? I'm fed up of hearing about it, so I decided to get one. So I popped down Moonraker and I picked up a 7S Plus. It's a 3G, 4G device, takes a SIM card, it runs Android, and it's not proper radio, so I won't be needing a microphone. But is it any good? And do you need one when you can do it all anyway? Stand by and you'll find out.
Uniform Kilo Hotel Group over at North and give us the call sign. The name of this is Jim and the radio station is Joe. So go ahead, sir.
So actually, I quite like it. It's quite fun. So this is the hardware I got. It's called a 7S Plus. I got it from Moonraker in the UK, and the hardware is nothing spectacular. It's waterproof, and it's an Android device. It takes a SIM card, and it's got programmable buttons on it. And I've got a programmable button, it's the other side, for transmit. So I can key up on there, and it will transmit through the sorry, it's not iPhone. Transmit through the what they call a network radio. Now, there's three main apps that we can use these network radios on. Echolink. You can go on Echolink and you can speak to you can make real RF contacts to other people that are on radios somewhere else in the world. So that's real radio one way. You can use TeamSpeak, and now on TeamSpeak there's lots of repeaters all around the world which are proper RF links. Now, a lot of people are getting into this network radio by using Zello, by getting in on the network radio channels on there, and that is pure VoIP. You know, that is just using internet. So you might be thinking, what's the point? You know, what's the point in doing that? That's not radio. Well, I found out a few surprising facts, and a lot of people are getting into amateur radio because they can go onto network radio and they can talk to radio hams, and they can learn as they go. They can learn how to use the radio, learn the etiquette, the operating procedure, listen to other people operating, learn call signs all around the world, because there's so much activity on there. You know, the channels you're looking out for on Zello are called Network Radio channels 0 through to 6, and there's also an events channel. So it's a blue hexagon shape, the image by the side. So on a Tuesday night, these guys are being taught the foundation book. So they're getting people involved in radio, and they're getting people on board, and from there they're going on to radio. I was listening to Martin, what's his call sign? His temporary call sign, you know, his network radio call sign was NR0975, something like that. And he's just passed his test, and he can't wait to get out and get himself a radio. So I might get him on the video to talk about it, how he's got on with it. So it's not all bad. You know, if you're in an area with no, you know, if you're in an old people's home or something, you know, you can't put aerials up. It's ideal. You can talk to hams, and if you are a ham, you can use a network radio through Echolink or TeamSpeak, and you can speak to people all around the world on. So it's no worse than using Echolink or TeamSpeak. You know, a lot of people think network radio is just VoIP, it's just Zello. That's incorrect. There's quite a few other ways you can speak to people around the world on real radio. So just wanted to point that out. You know, I've heard of a few people whose wives are quite into amateur radio. They've never quite got their call sign or anything, but they've started to get them on the air, not on the air, they've started to get them on talking to them and other hams through network radio, you know. So it's a stepping stone. They might get their licenses.
That's why I know, and that's why your call sound familiar. I've watched your stuff before. You've got some great content out there. Really enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for saying. Much appreciate that. No, I try and do some videos that cover things that other people haven't, you know, comparing them or programming them. You know, that HD one, I never looked at the manual once for that. I found it so easy to use, to program repeaters without a PC, you know, and things like that. You know, it was just so, it just seemed quite intuitive, back to you.
Right, I agree with you there. I've got a Fusion node where I've got an FTM 100 running Fusion. I've got D-Star, and HD1 definitely is the most kind of intuitive. It made sense to me. I'm a technical guy by career, but it did make a lot of sense. Now, do you guys have do you have networks out there that are tied together with Fusion and DMR and D-Star together, kind of like this Carolinas link that we have?
Right, so I've got on the network radio, I've got Martin NR975, and he got interested in radio. He got on network radio, got his call sign, passed his test on Saturday, I believe. So I'll hand it over to Martin. So you're calling in on a network radio, but are you planning on getting on the air? And you know, what sort of equipment are you looking at getting?
This is November Romeo 975. Yes, Chris. I'm getting, looking to either equipment, either in the HF field or handhelds, and going out with other amateurs or just using digital modes, all modes really, because I'm interested in all modes of radio, and I find that this network radio has inspired me to get my license. Yes, I'm still waiting for my certificate to come through so I can go to Ofcom and get my call sign, but as far as the RSGB is concerned, I passed my test and I got my M6.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, congratulations on that. I heard about it on Saturday. You done really well. So I'm going to mention in the video, you know, anyone that wants to get started on this just needs to get Zello and join the network radio channels 0 through to 6. And there's also an events channel where they teach you the foundation, I believe. Is it on a Tuesday night? Did you actually join in on any of those courses they did in the UK for the foundation, Martin?
November Romeo 975 returning, yes, I did, and I enjoyed them, and it was quite inspiring to listen to others, to teach others to in the aspects of the foundation book, but the going to in depth a bit more, and the other amateurs who were already licensed to show their experiences as well, and also the ones that were listening who are endeavouring to do the course and to learn and to get their M6. It's a mixture. It was great to hear, and the events channel is a very good idea.
Yeah, well put there, Martin. I remember listening to you early last week before you passed. You were very humble. You came on and you said, you can't believe it. You're actually talking to real hams, learning the stuff, you know, and thinking about it. You're actually learning the call signs. You know, most people on here have real call signs. You know, you're actually learning the call signs and, you know, the etiquette, how to talk on the air, you know, before you actually become licensed. So, no, it's very interesting. You know, it's a good advert for network radio, because a lot of people think network radio is just VoIP, it's just Zello. And it can be if you just want it to be, but we don't want that. We want people to get into amateur radio through any means possible. Zello is a good one because everyone's got it available. Just create a Zello account and you can get talking to real hams. So anyway, thanks for joining us, Martin. I'll track you down and I'm very pleased that you passed. So what equipment will you be using on HF quickly?
At the moment, I don't have HF equipment at the moment, but what I would like is something that's not very expensive, and I've kind of wrecked any aerials or antennas yet, so I'm going to have to invent some clever way of doing it, and there's loads of ways of actually doing setting up an antenna even in your own home, or leaving the wire outside your window, or whatever needs to be done. But at the moment I'm on VHF and UHF, DMR, and on here as well. So at the moment quite liking the experience and looking forward to expanding my knowledge.
Yeah, well, I know Martin's got to go there. He's got to go back to work in a few minutes, so if you disappear, it's fine. But I remember, you know, that struck a chord with me. I'm in a flat, I'm in a block of flats. And if you picked something up like a Bitex, a U-Bitex, a 3 to 30 meg transceiver, I think it's about 5 or 10 watts, that would be a good start. You know, you can put up a mag loop in around your lounge, make your own feed line. You know, a 10 metre, a 20 metre mag loop would probably fit. A delta loop, I'm talking about a delta loop, sorry, would fit in your flat. You know, I've got a bit of wire in my loft, just a bit of wire going into a ballam, and it's a bit tricky, but I have had contacts into America before using that, and you know, round Europe is quite easy. Anyway, I'll hand it over to you because I know you've got to clear soon.
It's a November Romeo 975 returning. Yeah, I do have to clear on this one, Chris, but thank you for taking the time out to contact me on my experience, and I appreciate this. I'll just be on DMR when I get my license first, and when I'm registered with Ofcom and everything's cleared. But I'll still be using network radio. I think it's a great thing to have, even though at the moment I'm at work. I don't have a radio. Usually use an RT3. I'm at the moment, I'm on my iPhone, and this is how easy it is. So I'll say 7.3s for now, and talk to you down the line.
Okay, yeah, thanks for joining us there. And I know he's got to go, so I won't ask him anything else. But anyone that's listening on YouTube, not earwigging, anyone that's listening, if you fancy trying radio, getting into amateur radio, learning the lingo, learning the call signs, just download the Zello app, make an account, and join the network radio channels, and from there you can progress to real radio. But what we don't want is people just talking on network radio, because that would be detrimental to amateur radio. So thanks for joining us, Martin. 7.3 I'm going to clear as well, 2E0 UKH. So the bottom line is, what do I think of network radio? Well, it's very handy for me. I've got my own Echolink simplex gateway which goes out over RF at my house, and when I'm out of range of the gateway repeater, I can pick up the conversation on my network radio. I can control it and link stuff using that. If you've got the slightest interest in radio, it doesn't cost you anything. You can try out the Zello channels and get learning how to do the lingo, how to speak on there, learning the call signs. And if you fancy a dedicated device that you just switch on and it works, then get yourself a network radio. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with it, and I'll certainly be keeping it. And there are times when it comes in very handy. You know, it's also a backup phone, and it's a nice bit of hardware. You know, I've always wanted an Echolink device I can carry with me that's not a phone, well, that doesn't look like a phone. You know what I mean? One where you've got a dedicated transmit button on it, and you know, you're not tied to a computer, or you're not touching a touch screen. Some of these other network radios, you've got proper microphones on them on a wire, or you can plug in a headset. I mean, obviously you can use these on Bluetooth. So let me just show you my hotspot. Well, no, it's my simplex gateway. So I should be connected to it on the radio here. So I'm just going to dial into it, because I think I got disconnected. So I'm connected to the WIN system. It's a series of repeaters all linked together on the west coast of America, all round California way, and I'm linked to it. So if I connect to my Echolink, I can control it. I can speak to people on this device when I'm out of range of radio. So where's my repeater? 2E0 UKHL. So I'm connected to that. Just turn the volume up a bit. And I'm just going to put a call out on the radio. 2E0 UKH. Oh dear, bit of feedback there. I'll get told off. .2E0 UKH. Can I have a demo of the WIN system, please? So this is coming through the network radio.
KK6IQ, Carlsbad, California. G7EZP, W6WNG, mobile in California.
So all these guys are on radio around the California way.
Hi, Riverside, Cal. AG5QX, Houston, Texas. KM6SPF, Thousand Oaks, California. Palm Beach, California.
So I can hear on either of these devices, either on the radio or on the network radio. I'll just say thanks to these guys.
KL4RCS, Metal Lakes, Alaska. KK6TTA, Mobile, Long Beach, California.
Yeah, thanks for all the replies, much appreciated. I'm just experimenting. I've got a network radio here. I do have my own simplex gateway which goes out over RF. I was just demonstrating that to someone a minute ago on a Baofeng, but this is going out on a network radio. So thanks for all the replies, guys, much appreciated. 2E0UKH. So basically, it's something extra I can play with, and I like it. 7.3. I'm just going to finish off this this fella here. 7.3. 2E0 UKH.